Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and welcome to week 84 of Theme Park Thursday, where we're going to be creating this layout, which is completely scrap lifted from an idea by Megan Jacks. Now, as I'm talking about it in the video, I said that she got it from the CM blog, but as I went back to look it up before filming this little intro, this is Megan's own idea. I completely scrap lifted it 100%. The link to her video will be in the description below, and she has a handout that that talks kind of how to do it. Hers is a single page, mine is a double page, so my math is a little bit different, but 100% inspired by Megan. I haven't done that before on this channel, where I've taken somebody else's YouTube and used that to inspire me. But in my defense, I didn't watch the YouTube while I was making this. I watched it several months ago or weeks ago, and it stayed in my mind because I love it that much. So thanks, Megan Jacks, for this great idea, which worked so well with our Magic Kingdom pictures. And this is layout 84, episode 84. We only have 2 more left after this. And so you're going to be seeing these same papers again because they're all kind of the night castle pictures. But we're almost done with this series. And then we will be starting with Series 2. We're going to call it Series 2 of Theme Park Thursday. And, you know, we'll probably go at least another, 85 weeks. So this is 84. We got 2 more. We'll go to 86. And I just appreciate all of you so much for sticking with me. Those of you who are my faithful viewers, those of you who are finding me for the first time, thanks so much. And I hope you will enjoy seeing how this kind of came together. This went in a completely different direction than I expected it to go, but it does every week, right? So thanks to you, thanks to Megan, and let's see how I got to this layout from my pile of photos. All right, here we go. 3 more layouts. I thought that I had more of a story for the end of the book, but I didn't take any pictures, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But I don't know if I can go back in my phone messages to 2022. Probably not. Katie's flight ended up getting canceled and stuff, but I don't know that I'm going to care about putting that in. So I've got these 6 photos from the end of our day at the Magic Kingdom. And if they were all vertical or all horizontal, it would be a little bit easier. And the colors, we've got this pink and this purple. Sorry about the glare. But I love the colors in the castle at this time. It was for the 50th anniversary, I guess. And of course, we're wearing pink shirts. It's too bad I have me, Katie, and then the 3 of us. I was thinking about what papers to use for these last few layouts, and it occurs to me that it might be great if we brought back Sweet Summer. If you remember, we used Sweet Summer at the beginning. I don't know what's left. I don't think there's a lot of the papers that I want, which is mostly the pink and the purple. This is what I got left. This is left over from a project I did from a CM blog post. I got lots of that. I cut way too much. Got the waves, which I don't want. I've got the word summer, which I don't want. These I don't want. I might not have anything left that's going to work for... I've got this one piece of this, a couple pieces left of this pink. And that is it. I love getting to the end of a paper pack, but I was really hoping I could use this to wrap this up, but I don't think I'm going to. That would have been very pleasing designally. That's not a word. Design-wise, to start with the Sweet Summer, end with the Sweet Summer. But I think that that is not going to work. So we have a paper pack. We had a paper pack called, gosh, I can't get that back in. Secret Garden that had kind of pinks and purples. I wonder if I have any of that left. All right, so I went through my bins of paper and I did find Secret Garden. And Secret Garden, of course, was mostly florals, which I'm not really a flower person. I've told you that. But it had this, there was like a tonal set that went with it. So it has some that are not particularly flowery. I do love the polka dots. I love this ombre. Not the flowers. The back side of the flowers isn't too bad. More of this other. Got some of the green, too flowery. So when I very first started this series, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I don't know if I even mentioned it to you guys at the beginning, but one of my goals was to create Disney layouts without resorting to having to use, you know, specific Disney themed paper, or, you know, not specific to any brand of theme park, you know, theme park paper, to be able to use other papers. So finishing up what I have in a layout is kind of a bonus. I'm also going to have the other layouts are going to be Michelle's Fairy Wings, and then our last pictures in front of the train station, which I'm going to do as a single page because I only have 4 pictures, but I think they're many of the same. And it would be neat to kind of tie all these papers together. I like that. I wonder if I could pull out a like a shimmer paper. You know, I've done a lot of the shimmer papers, the darker shimmer papers for my nighttime pictures. I know we have like that, what's it called? Azalea shimmer. I love that one. We've got the blue shimmer. Let me pull out some shimmers and see if they match this or if I'm gonna need to do something else, but it'd be really nice to be able to use up some of these papers. And I do love the, you know, these colors. This kind of looks sky to me more than nighttime. So I don't know if I'll use these ones with the white stripe, but, and yes, I'm positive I had more than 1 pack of these. I am a paper hoarder. I'm sure none of you can relate to that, but I do like the polka dots somehow. So let me see about some shimmer paper. Okay, I have a lot of shimmer paper. I have all the shimmer papers, including some from the old company. I only have 3 pieces left of this aquamarine. This is Wild Wisteria, this is Lilac, this is Merlot, Azalea, Gold Shimmer, Deep Blue Shimmer, and Berry Punch Shimmer. And I kind of am looking at this castle and thinking maybe I want to do something kind of that goes along with that. What if I did a kind of a border that was kind of evocative of these colors? So I've seen borders where you take squares and cut them on the diagonal and make like a diagonal kind of quilty border. I could do something like that. Noreen did a border a few years ago where it was like a crazy quilt border. I could do something like that. I like the little ribbon. There's kind of a, you know, like a ribbon look wrapped around this little turrets. I like the turrets. We could do something with like a castle background almost. All right, I gotta pull up my notebook, which I can't remember what week we used this one. So let me zoom down a little bit. You can see me as I draw, except turns out I have to draw at an angle. Let's pull this camera at an angle so that then this will be straight for you and at an angle for me. So I could do, you know, like the triangle border. Something like that. It would not be that small. I guess I could do it small. That would be kind of cool. I could do it on like a gold background, make a border with triangles. But I'm kind of liking the idea of doing something. Where's the picture I had? This is the close-up picture. Doing something with this castle picture. like, I've got 5. I don't have to use, I mean, this one is nice. This is the best picture of the castle, even though we have 2 of Katie and the flash is a little bright. So maybe I do want to use all 6 of these photos. But do I want to put them across? I mean, like, my initial thought is to put them across in a row, boom, 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 but maybe I don't want to. What if I did, I think I already did something like this, didn't I? With, oh, I did this for Tower of Terror. I could maybe, well, I cut one of these in an oval, a couple of these in an oval. Haven't done ovals in a while. That one's cute too. What if we did ovals? We could do ovals and squares. I'm liking the castle idea, I think. I don't know how I feel about that with the castle, but I kind of like the ovals. And maybe I don't like try to make it look really a lot like a castle, but just kind of, I keep using this word evocative, and I don't think that's the right word, but just kind of reminiscent of a castle. And of course, my proportions are way off here. I want to do kind of the visual triangle, but I don't want those to necessarily be together. I kind of do want to do these. These kind of have a little bit more of a swoop in them. They're not exactly triangles. I kind of wish I had that 50th logo to go up there. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the... But I need 3. I need 3... castle things. Now it's starting to look like the Chinese theater. All right, let me get out my ovals and see if the oval is going to fit. There are 4 ovals. Oh, I'm still zoomed down. I think this one, these are the old CM ones. You see they got the old CM logo. I think I have the new one somewhere too, but that one would fit. We use the blue blade. That one would not quite fit. This is the 4x6. If I use the red blade, I guess I wouldn't have to have the same size oval. That would fit with the red blade. And this would fit with the red blade. I think it fits better with this, with the blue blade. The thing is, once I cut it with an oval, I have to be pretty committed. But it's only pictures, right? Let's do it. All right, I think that gets me zoomed back out. I got all this paper out, and I haven't even thought about paper now, but I think that's kind of the direction I'm going. I'm going to do something castle-y with these colors that I'm going to then use for the rest of these layouts. So I might as well just make a whole pile of these and leave them next to my workspace. So always remember to use your mat. I had my National Scrapbook Day last weekend, my session 1, and somebody forgot for the mat. And so she was cutting on the table, and A, it didn't cut very well, and B, it cut the table. So I decided this one, I want to use the smaller one. It's going to cut out some of my 50, but I'm going to use the blue. Somewhere I have the little blue box that these can live in, but you know. Oh, scrapbook room. Somebody asked me in the comments last week if I'm going to show a tour of the scrapbook room. I am, when it's done. When is that going to be? I don't know. It's not done yet. I had like one weekend that I could work on it, and I overestimated how much I would be able to accomplish, and I didn't get it done. And I haven't had any other dedicated time, so I'm just getting a little bit here and there. I did say last week, actually in my video, that I have been bringing in boxes. You know, I boxed everything up and took it to the other room. I've been bringing in boxes. I said one a year. I meant one a week. I'm trying to do one a week, and then have the, oh, this is the one. Have the everything done by the end of the year. So sorry, trying to think and talk at the same time. Not always my strong suit. Okay. That was the smaller one. This was the bigger one. I was going to use the red blade for this one. And I'll use this with the red blade. So this will be a little bit smaller. That'll be the big one. I used the blue blade though, which means I can't do a border. Oh, that was maybe not smart. I guess I could cut it down again, use the green blade, and then have a little bit to do matte if I wanted to. Or I could, you know, freehand a border. All right, so there's a little off center. I do like to use the little mats underneath to make sure that things are straight. But I want to just make sure that I'm going to not cut off the top of that spire. And I'm not. This is going to like be right up at the edge of the picture though. This is the biggest oval you can cut with this, on a 4x6 picture. So always when you use the custom cutting system, especially on a photo, make sure that you check to make sure that you've cut all the way through before you pick it up, because once you pick it up, it's hard to position it again. Okay, so there are my ovals. And maybe I'll need to add some other ovals into the mix somehow. And let's decide what paper. I'm kind of leaning toward the blue, although maybe black. I didn't pull black, but maybe a black shimmer within the different colors, and I don't have to choose a color. Although I do like this blue. Let's try the blue just for now. If I need to change it, I can. Actually, I got to reposition my my camera. Ever since I moved it, it's not where it needs to be. Hang on. All right, I think this is better. This is a better camera angle. I did have to like move my whole camera arm and everything. But if I do that one right here, where did I put my drawing? So if I do, I've got the 2 pictures of Katie, which is maybe a bit much, but this one is the better one of the castle. And this is the better one of Katie. I'm not hating this configuration. Kind of the separate pictures over here. But it's not what I originally was going to go with. I like that. I want that one to be up here. I mean, this one shows the whole castle too. This is back to where I started. With the three of us. That's funny that I had it this way and then I moved it. I like this one. This is my least favorite picture, except even though it does have, it's Katie and it's cute, but it's... All right, so then I try to make a castle background, or do I do something else? I'm kind of not loving the V thing. There's a V again. I'm trying to kind of get these at different angles. I like that better, that configuration better. All right, so now I'm thinking that I need to do something with the border, and maybe I do the squares. Oh, maybe I do the mosaic border, which I've used before. I've used it a few times. Megan Jacks did a video where she cut squares and rounded the corners and then did a thing on here. It was from a CM blog. You know, she takes the CM blog and then she refreshes it. That could be kind of cool. Because I could then do maybe the pink. We could be on the pink. With that little border going around and then the different colors underneath. I will find Megan's video and link to it in the comments if that's what I end up doing. But I haven't watched it in a while. I don't have time to go watch it and come back. So I'm going to have to do it from memory. And I think that these were 2-inch or 1 3/4 inch squares maybe. And that's the square punch. And we wanted to do a border, and then you leave these sections. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to do some math. I think I want to do if I did a 2-inch border top and bottom, would these fit? And this would fit with that 2-inch border inside that 2-inch. This side wouldn't fit as much, although I could trim some of these down a little bit. I could even cut that little edge off because that light is annoying me. So this would be 10 inches by 8 inches, except I want it to be 1 3/4 inches. Oh, drat math. Okay, so 1 3/4 inches on this side in. Except this needs to cover it up. Is that cheating for me to copy Megan's idea? I copied hers pretty much exactly. I did it in another album. I love the way it looked. I know that this goes over like an inch onto the edge, and I want it to cover so that the different colors show through. All right, so maybe what I'm doing is I'm just cutting off it won't work if I do 10. I could do 9 by 11. Gives it 1 inch here, but 1.5 inches there. Oh, it's not going to work. Let me play with this. See, I haven't used my order maker for a little while since we did the final treats. All right, let's get a scrap paper and see if I can figure out what size I need this to be. I know I don't want it 12 by 12. I think if I were doing a square, it would be easier because I could just do it like a 10 by 10 square and I'd get the things, but I need it to be an odd number. So let's take off. I know I want at least an inch off. I think I want 1.5 inches off either side. So let's try this way. 1.5 inches times 2 is 3 inches, and then 1.5 inches this way. So this is 9 inches, but the border maker, I want to leave a 1 inch square. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Why isn't it going to work? This is 9 inches. So if I punch on either side, let's see. The whole reason I did it with the scrap paper, right? I want to leave yeah, see, that doesn't really work the way I'm wanting it to work. And then this way, I would need to put it, I'm going to use this line, which is about at the 1 inch. You can see there's the little 1 inch line. I'm going to line that up on there so that way I don't, it's going to be uneven. So this is 9 inches, so that might work, except it's not, because now it's going off that edge. So what I want is to have this little square. So this is 9 inches. So I think I need this to be 10 inches. And then I leave those little ends 10 by, cut it only 1.5 inches off of this. And I would need to have, I could only cut, I want it to go there. So basically I need to add 1/2 inch. So I need it to be 10 by 11. Luckily, I got another one of these. And I can still use that for other things, so I'm not wasting this paper. Let's try that. I always like to cut the bigger piece off first because I can use this for journal boxes or something. So 10 by 11. And we'll do this one first. We'll put it at the bottom. And this would work with any knockout punch. So that's going to go right there. And then again, I'm going to line this up with that line. I can see it really clearly, but I know the angle for you isn't as great. So I'm also using this little 1-inch line right here and the little positioner jobbies. Okay, so now we'll try this. Okay, this might be it. Boy, this made a lot of confetti. All right, that's what I want. Let's get all the confetti off of here. So that was 10 by 11. Oh, and then I'll do my 2-inch or 1 in, I think the ones she did they were exactly 2 inches and then there was not really any gap. So I think I'll cut them at 2 inches and then you round the corners, and it looked really cool. And my pictures will fit. Okay. All right. Not anywhere where I was going. And I am feeling guilty about taking an idea for Megan, even though I wouldn't feel guilty if I had seen some, Pinterest idea. So I'm not going to let myself feel guilty. All right. So 10 by 11. I'm going to write that down. Since I have this extra scrap, I'll use this little scrap. We won't use metallic gold. So this piece is going to be 10 by 11. All right, I'm going to cut 2 of them. And of course, I'm not folding on my arm because I'm doing subtraction scrapbooking. 10 by 11. And we will punch the long sides first, down here at the bottom, and position it down here, just aligning the bottom edge because it doesn't go clear to the top. This would be cute for a beach page with like the footprints punch or something. Maybe I'll do it a little different than Megan's so that I'm not just completely scrap lifting. Except that's the idea that like my head is going, yes, do that. All right, so there's my 2 sides that I punched on the 11-inch side. And then this one, again, I want to center it using those lines and these little blue the little 1-inch lines right there. Not so much the blue, but that 1-inch line, I can see it pretty well. And then we don't do the first one. We want to skip that. So we're just going to do 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, I hate to throw this confetti away. This would be really fun in like a shaker card or something. Oh, but I don't really do shaker cards. Oh, it could be fun to do a shaker card somehow. Nope, I could punch more. I'm throwing it away. I'm sorry. I know there are people out there screaming at me not to do it. All right, let me punch the other one. And I'm going to punch it exactly the same way. Okay, now these are punched. And now I have to decide what I want to put behind them. Do I do the various metallic shimmer colors behind? I almost feel like that's going to be too boring because they're all solids. Oh, what about the Magical Moments paper pack that we used last week with the... Oh, I could do mattes in gold, maybe. Magical Moments we used last week with the last rides. This had I love these papers, and these kind of all talk about the things that we did at Disney. I could throw in, that's cute. I could throw in the yellow, the paper. Oh, that's the back of this one. I could do some. Oh, I don't have that enough. But I love the pink. I love this. I could mix in some solids. Use a little bit of this. I don't want to use the eyeballs, even though that kind of fits Monsters, Inc. I don't really want to use the splash. So you need 6 2-inch squares per side, 6, 12. So basically you need 6 2-inch strips. This is only 3 inches. I think I'm going to leave this one and I'll cut a new piece. So I'm going to cut 1. I'll do that one. Oh, there's not as much pink in it as I would like. This one has more pink. And 2. This one. So basically I'm doing 6 different patterns. This one is too small. I'll do this. One, two, three, 4. We'll use this side. I don't know about this stripe. I might not end up using this stripe because it's a bit much. And this one. I did actually go ahead and order me another pack of this Magical Moments bundle. I thought I was going to like the Epic Adventures more, but I think I like Magical Moments better. Oh, I could use that what did the embellishments say? Magical moments. Yeah, we'll use that. Okay. All right, so now these all need to be cut into 2-inch squares. So I'll do that real quick. All right, when I cut the last one, I'm gonna have you guys, you watch me, I'm gonna zoom down again. Because I cut this at 2 inches, right? I put it right on the line, but when I turn it, it's not quite going to, well, this one is, the last one wasn't. But, so I'm cutting the 2 inches, but I never know. Do you cover the line? Do you touch the line? I usually touch the line. Right here, maybe it's my angle. Like it feels like it's not quite touching the line. It's just shy of the line. I don't know what the rule is, but whatever happens, when I get to the end, this piece has just a little hair extra. So I went ahead and trimmed all of them, even the last one, even though it was theoretically supposed to already be 2 inches. All right, so now I'm not going to, the direction doesn't matter when you cut these. You could cut it horizontally or vertically because they're squares now. They can go in either direction. And so what I want to do is make a fairly random pattern. I want the pink ones to show. So I'm going to take these that are, and pull out as much pink as I can. Like this one that's not very much pink, I want 6 of them to be, I'm going to use the yellow side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I might do more of this side and less of the other side. I'll do like that. And so I'm just going to do, I want my corners to be, every corner to be different. So no corner of that. I want this to be this corner. I'll do the little space aliens in that corner. And I'll do, oh, I don't know about the stripe. The stripe has too much white in it. So this is kind of annoying me, but let's start with that. And then we'll do, so I have 6 different patterns and I have 6 sides. And so my goal is just to not have anything touch or to line up this way. So I've got one of these here, put one up here. Oh, that one's not very good. Ugh. This one's a little hard because I do have to put 2 on the same row. That has a lot of pink. And then we'll do a yellow, 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 yellow. See, I can't do the other half. I have to flip them over so that I have that variety that I'm looking for. Already got one on there, I got one on there, one there, one here. I need one here. There, a stripe. Oh, it's like, where are the rest of my papers? Oh, I don't need 6 because I have these 4 that act. So 4 of these I don't have to use, which can be like maybe this stripe, that one I don't like. The one I don't like so much, but I love the pink. So I want the pink. So here's the 4 that I ended up with that I didn't need to use. I want more of the pink and less of the stripe though. I need more stripe on this side. So this is a little bit the tricky part, to just kind of position this in a way that feels pleasing. I guess I could take the stripe out completely. Well, no, I can't, because I'd be short, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes, but these are my other 2, so I'd have to use more of the blue and less of the stripe. And I guess I could cut 2 more of the little coral fish scales, whatever they are. Somebody told me in the comments what they thought they were last week. Fish scales. I do read your comments. I try to respond, but then I forget. Yeah, I think if I take this stripe out, then I'll be happier, because the stripe is too white. So, but if I do, I kind of like this, the blue, actually more than I thought I would. All right, I've got this little piece, so I'm going to cut another little space alien right there. I'm going to try and get this one right here that's got that nice pink little spaceship. I guess I'll just bring it here and cut it for you, instead of trying to do it off screen. I'm going to cut a little bit off that way. There we go. All right, and then we'll put these over the top. See how it shines through that? Looks very cool. All right, now I need to find my corner rounder. Oh, it's right here, yay. And so what you do is you round 2 corners. You round the outside corners, except on the, I haven't cleaned it out for a while. So you know you need to clean out this little compartment in the back, otherwise you get little confettis. If your corner rounder is not cutting right, it might be full in here. I've known people that haven't known they have to clean that out. So except for this one, we're going to round 3 corners. So I'm going to start with my corners, and I know I want the bottom. So I started to say before, it doesn't matter which direction you cut, horizontally or vertically, because they're all going to be squares. So you could, cut them this way. You just have to position them in the right order, except for once you start punching these. So I'm going to punch the outside corner. I want to keep the one corner pointy. I'm going to do that one, and I'm going to do this one. I will also try and link to the original CM blog post where Megan got this idea, since we were both inspired by the same idea. But I did learn this from Megan. See, so there's my inside point. I don't actually have a lot of time to watch YouTube videos, but I have found that when I'm doing paperwork or bookkeeping or writing emails, it's really nice to kind of watch my friend's scrapbook. So I've started watching some scrapbooking videos. But now I'm realizing that it doesn't really make sense for me to use this blue shimmer paper to waste all this, because it's going to all be covered up. So I think I'm going to gut the inside out of this. All right, I'm gonna go around. I'm just gonna cut all the little, like these, I'm rounding the two bottom corners. These I'll do the left side, those I'll do the right side, and those I'll do the top. But you do not have to watch me go around and round corners. Just remember that you're keeping the inside edges straight and you're just rounding the bottoms. Okay? Or the sides. Not always the bottom, but you're just rounding the outside edge, whether it's a bottom or a top. Except for those corners, which were three-sided. All right, I got all these cut, and I can't decide if I should stick them down and then gut the page. I think I will. I was going to gut the page first because that would give me a straight edge to line up with, but I think I'm just going to use my ruler because otherwise I'll have to recreate this this layout that I painstakingly did. So let's use my mat. And actually, I think I want some photo tape is super, super sticky though. All right, I think I'm not going to use photo tape. I think I'm going to use repositionable adhesive. All right, and I'm going to use a lot of it. I'm just going to do 2 long stripes. All right, 3 long stripes. Use it all up. I'll put a new one in and then, yeah, I'll be right back. All right, right here. Okay, so way back when during COVID, CM had to shut down for a couple of weeks because of the, the flatten the curve shutdown orders. And we didn't know how long they were going to be closed. And I almost ran out of tape. I only had 10 tape runner refills. And we didn't know how long they were going to be open or how long they were going to be closed. And it was very scary. So now I try to never let myself run out of tape. But I'm using my wonderful, zero centering ruler. It's got that thick edge so I can just butt my little papers right up next to it. Then they butt them up against each other. And I may have a little bit of extra space on the outside. We'll have to see because remember I should have maybe started with the outside corner. My cuts were a little bit short. And so when I ended up that little 1/8 of an inch everywhere. All right, that worked out okay. Now, how did I have these? I guess that'll work. I don't really love having these together all the time. I might have to move some of them, but I'm going to swap it around and then do the exact same thing with these down here. And then I'm going to go around and do all of them. So what I'm doing is I've got my paper on my 13 by 13 mat. I'm lining the paper up with the edges of the grid. Okay, so you see that. And then I'm lining my ruler up on the 2-inch line. And my 3, which is probably more than I need. But, and I'm going to start on the inside again. And then just butting those up right along the edge. This one is not, that one left more of a border than I was wanting. Okay, so repositionable. Make sure that I'm right. I could see up here that it was crooked because I could see more white on this side than I could on that side. Oh, now I forgot which one went where. All right, let me get all of these stuck down and then we'll come back. All right, I'm jumping back in a little sooner. I couldn't do it again. I couldn't do 3 long stripes of repo adhesive. It just hurt me. So I'm doing like every little 2-inch section, two little snippets of repositionable adhesive. Oh, and this one I don't want these to be too close to each other. Oh well. when it's all stuck down, if it really bothers me, I can move them. Okay, now that I've done the top and bottom of this other side, I'm going to show you what I had to do. Because I do have that little cutting discrepancy, you can see that there is a little bit of a extra space here on the outside. And so I don't necessarily want to use the 2-inch line, because then these won't line up with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I can feel the little edge of the squares already stuck down. I'm just kind of butting these up against that line. And then again, I'm just doing my a little bit more frugal method. And so these are leaving a little gap at the end, but I think it, you know, if you're going to have a gap somewhere, always better to have it to the outside, in my opinion. Well, and the guy from the Herff Jones Yearbook Company who used to come and teach us about layout when I was in high school on the yearbook staff. Okay, so that's finished. Pretty straight, not perfect like straight, but we're going to cover it up, so it doesn't really matter how perfectly straight this is. But now I want to gut the inside of this out, and I was thinking I would cut it right at 2 inches, but I think I'm going to do it at 2.5, so that I have a little bit extra just to stick my layouts down. So put this here. I got to do it on this side. We'll put this at 2.5, and then I'll bring my housing so that, you know, the white line, I want the white line to be at 2.5, which you can't see it because it's all covered up. It's right there. But I can see here with this little, the housing, that I'm putting it on the 3.5-inch line. And because I'm doing it kind of top to bottom, I'm just going to be able to go off the edge here. Oh, but then I can't do it the other way, because I'll do it the opposite way. Here, we'll go up. No, we got to go this way. 2.5. And then I want this to be at, wherever that 1/2 inch is, right here. So 11.5. I can see right here the 1/2 inch kind of line. It's really scary. All right, so then I got those two, and then this one I'll just be able to connect the lines. You can see where the lines are, and I'll just line up that white line there with that. And there's the cut, there's the line, so I'm going to move my finger down 1 inch to this one. Megan uses binder clips, but I'm lazy. All right, so now I've got some of this extra deep blue shimmer. This was not Starry Night, I don't think. No, maybe it was. I can't remember. Now let's do the same thing. 2.5. Housing goes to 3.5 off the edge. 2.5. This comes to 10.5. And then we'll just connect those lines. There we go. All right. So I'm going to use my mat again. And I can tell by the direction that my little pictures are which way these need to go. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. So this this edge, you can see, comes right up to where I trimmed. So it's a good thing I didn't cut it 2 inches, because there won't be anything to stick down. I am going to use a little bit of repo on here, but you know me and repo. I'm going to just take my regular tape. These are back in stock, the jumbo tape runners. They sold out in a flash when they first came out. And still no repo, although I hope that's coming. All right, so then we'll take this. Actually, I should have done this first. I'm going to put just a speck in the corners. And just a little around the edges to stick this down. This is probably overkill. The first one I'm going to position on this mat. But then the second one I'm just going to position against the other page. And I know that I cut this at 10 by 11. So I'm just making sure that it lines up right here. It didn't quite actually. Didn't quite do it there either. Actually, I think I need a white paper underneath to see. The hard part about once you've gutted out like a U-shaped cut is it does make it a little bit harder to line this up. But so now I see that that's completely lined up. I guess I could have used my zero centering ruler to make it straight. Then the next one, I'll do the repo first. And thankfully this is, you know, it's not cardstock. The shimmer paper is not cardstock weight, but it's double-sided, so it doesn't matter which side I put the adhesive on. That actually feels like it's going off the edge a little bit. All right, thankfully I hadn't put any adhesive on here yet. I got this little 1/2 inch. Yeah, I'll have to look and see who designed the original CM blog layout that Megan was inspired by, because I'm obviously using ideas from several different people here. But that's one of the wonderful things about scrapbooking, right? Is that I had people tell me, "Oh yeah, I could never do this. I'm not creative." And first of all, I think everybody's creative, whether you're artistically creative or creative in other ways. I think everyone has a desire to be creative, but we all copy each other. It's all about the scrap lifting, as we say. All right, now I got to remember how I had my pictures organized or arranged. I really like it. I really like how this is turning out. I am feeling guilt for giving you guys a video that is basically me redoing somebody else's video, but watch Megan's too. And if you don't already watch Megan, she is a great a great teacher. Okay, how did I have this? Is it like that? Does that look right? It's kind of up and downy to me. We'll do it like that. Oh, I guess I don't need to cut that a little bit. Oh, and then I can cover up that light and those people. This is something about villains. Chilling with villains or something. That's kind of fun. All right. I talked about maybe matting my pictures, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I might use my pen and my gold pen again and trace around. Let's see what the gold looks like on this little scrap of... I don't know. It kind of makes it look a little bit green. I don't think I like that. So do I want to mat the pictures with some gold? I can I can do it. It'll just make them, I might have to trim a little bit off. Maybe not this picture or this picture. Okay, are these real 4x6s? There, see, these are technically real 4x6s, but they're not quite 6 inches. But they're not quite long enough for me to be able to get 2 mats out of one piece of this 4x6 paper, or this 12x12. Well, it's not 12x12 because I've obviously cut something off of it. But I could, I could trim a little bit off the bottoms to make them. If I just do 4 1/4, actually I should use my photo trimmer. 4 1/4. I'm gonna have to do something with that. This one, I might have to cut that down with the green blade. We'll cut this at 6. And then instead of, I mean, look, that almost fits just exactly. But if I just cut a sliver, like a 1/16 of an inch off the bottom, and that makes a nice little mat. Okay, so I'll do that one. And I'll do this one of Katie. Again, I'll cut a sliver. I guess I'll cut off the top of the castle. Sorry, castle. But seriously, I mean, this is maybe a 1/16 of an inch that I'm cutting off. And it's odd to me that 4x6 photos aren't actually 4x6. And I don't know if that's a Snapfish thing, if that's just become an industry thing, if it's the metric system. I don't know. All right, so this one though, if I want to do a mat, I'd cut this, with the other one, with the blue blade, and I'm gonna have to recut it with the green blade. And it's a little harder when they're already cut, I will admit that. And I should have thought of that before I cut it, that I might want to change my mind. So I just got to make sure that I get this as close to centered as I can. All right, you want to watch? We'll zoom down. We'll do it together. All right, we'll take a deep breath and hope that I can do this. I mean, a worst case scenario, I spend 25 cents and get a reprint. But again, I'm going to go all the way around, make sure that I've cut through. There we go. So, which is great because this is exactly the size mat that I want to have. So I was able to do that. And then I'll take my paper here. Will it fit that way? Oh yeah, it'll fit that way. There's a little tear in the paper right here. So I'm going to cut this one. So now I cut this one with the green blade, and then I will cut with the blue blade to get me the mat. That's the size I need. And that'll be the size of this little circle that I just cut off. I'll try and get as close to the edge as I can so I can use this for my other mats. The other two I cut with the red blade. So I'll be able to cut my mats with the green blade, and hopefully that means they will fit. And I think I did all of them. Y'all, I remember when the custom cutting system came out. It was like the coolest thing I had ever seen. I'd been using those old templates, the circle and oval templates. Anybody remember those? And you'd trace around your picture with the blue pencil, and then you'd cut it out with scissors. But if you wanted to do a mat, you had to just freehand cut it. Okay, that's not centered right quite on there. And then the custom cutting system came out, and you could get these perfect mats every time. All right, so that is this. This was the other size. That's going to be a little bit trickier. I might have to get a new piece of paper. So that was with the red blade, this one. We'll see if I can actually, I could have maybe cut this one out from the back of this. So maybe I'll pull one of those off and be frugal with my paper. So I did this one with the red blade. I'll do this one with the green blade. And I can tell by looking like where this blade is touching on my paper that it's gonna fit. These are my old blades. I have my newer ones in the little blue box. These all have the word old written on them, and they don't cut as smoothly. So if you're having trouble with your blades and you haven't upgraded them in a while, I was surprised at how much of a difference it made when I did get new blades. But you know, that the year of the scrapbook room redo, who knows where they are. All right, and I was gonna just try and cut this out of the, peel this off and cut it out of the back of this, but I think I can fit it right here, so I don't need to be quite that frugal. But if you were, if you're out of paper or something, or you're more frugal than I am, I probably ought to be, except I have more scrapbook paper than I'll be able to use in a lifetime. I mean, it's not necessarily the paper that I like the most because I'm almost out of Full of Wonder and Mermaid Cove, but at my National Scrapbook Day, somebody asked me if I had any Mermaid Cove, and I had to say no. I was sold out of it. Uh-oh, I have one more that I needed to mat. Darn it. I don't think I could have fit it on here, though. Oh, I still can. No, that's the part with the tear. Darn it. I should have done. I thought I was done. I thought I'd already cut my mats. Oh, well, luckily for me, I got more gold shimmer. My friend Sherry Tilley told me once that if you mat one, you've got to mat all of them. I'm not sure that I 100% believe her, but I do agree that when you once you start matting them, if you don't mat all of them, the ones that don't get matted, you can tell a difference. Oh, I don't have to do that. I can use my photo trimmer. My biggest sadness about the 12-inch trimmer is that you have to fold the arm out. So I just got to cut another little sliver. And this one's easy because there's all that space at the top. All right, now is the time where we have to start thinking about titles. I don't think I need to do any embellishing because I think that all these little squares act as embellishments. All right, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more. Okay. I can't remember how I had. Oh, I was gonna take the edge off of this one. Like that. Does that look okay? These two are layered. I don't necessarily love the layering. I guess I could do it like that. Keep the oval. Maybe I should overlap like this or like this. Except I kind of want to hide that person. Now, I better do it this way because Katie is, yeah, I think I like that. I do want this to be not all the same. It is really nice actually for me to be able to look at my display screen. I can see it from the top and it gives me a different view than the angle that I see from where I'm sitting. Of course, then I see the glare that you guys are seeing. The other night, my husband was watching one of my videos and he said, "Is that photo scratched in real life?" And I said, oh, it's not scratched. It's just the glare from the light. All right, if I do it like this, then I kind of have, oh, I like this picture better. So maybe I do it like this. Because you don't really see much castle there. Oh, you get the statue of Walt and Mickey, though, the partner statue. All right, I think I like that. I think that's good. My mat's not exactly centered, and I don't know how much I should care about that. I shouldn't care. I should just be perfectly content. But I'm not. I have to just cut a sliver off of these to make them more symmetrical. And now I'm going to forget how I had them all positioned. I thought about like sneakily trimming these and not telling you, but I'm just too honest. I want you guys to see the whole process, and even this little, you know, spinning straw into gold or whatever it is. Okay, so oh, this is kind of nice because I can hide, for whatever reason, the lights really, they draw my eye. I mean, and you know, nobody's going to know it. I mean, they'll see them and then they'll be like, oh yeah, just the lights. But again, nobody cares except me. But they're my scrapbooks and it's okay for me to care. Oh, I was going to go up a little bit, wasn't I? It's okay for me to go down into the border. I'm sure it is, but why is it bothering me? I think I want this to go all the way to the edge. Do I want to trim it off? I kind of do. I kind of do want to trim off. Then if I do that, then I kind of want this to go over that way to overlap. Then, but I can't have that one overlap. All right, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to let this touch the edge. And it's going to go down into the border right here. And then this one is going to overlap. Because I still got the statue. I don't want to cover up Mickey. He's right there. This is nice because I can kind of use this line to help me make it straight. And then I'll put this one up here. All right. So I pulled out the magical moments. I kind of like that. That could work as a title. Somebody told me that the champagne glasses has a little star like this, but that one's not here. That one's still at my studio because it's still for sale. So, but I think I might foam square this little guy. I don't usually like to put foam squares in the middle because the middle of my book tends to be where it gets thick and then the outside has more wiggle room. I wish I had some of the thin foam squares, but this will be all right this one time. And this particular book, this is book 3, you know, of this album. And it's not going to have as many pages as the others. Just the way it worked out, and I've gone back and forth trying to decide, oh, should I try and just fit it in 2, even though I, have 3 albums set aside for this project. I've done 3 spines, but it's too many to do 2, and there's not a better way to split it to do 3. So we'll do this right here, magical moments. Oh, I like that a lot. I don't know if there's anything else in the magical moments pack that will fit. They all kind of have like specific themes. Like there's a unicorn, which, I love unicorns, but a unicorn is not going to fit. There wasn't a castle, I don't think. I don't think Epic Adventures had a castle. There's a little knight and a dragon. Pegasus. My home is my castle. I don't really hate it with the knight and the dragon and the castle. I don't like that it says my home is my castle, because I want it to say the castle is my home. But I really like the idea of being able to use these. I think I will. I think I'm gonna do it. I don't think I want it up there. I think I'll put it down there, and this will be right there. And it'll be fine and magical and fun, even though the castle's wrong. This goes really cute with my little ta-da pose right here. Ta-da. And this one needs a little rebow because it's delicate edged. All right, the knight doesn't quite go. If you go to Disneyland Paris, though, in the basement of their castle, which is also Sleeping Beauty Castle, there's a real animatronic dragon, which is so very cool. Okay, so I need to journal something, and I think I'm just journal right here. Maybe I'll say it's always hard to say goodbye to Disney, so instead we just say, well, I think I'll put that at the end. So I think I'll say something about the castle. See, interesting. You see, I just saw that I had to turn my paper. Can anybody write straight? Does everybody turn their paper? And if you're left-handed, do you turn your paper the other way? All right, let me write something about the castle. What would I tell you if I was sitting next to you on the couch? What would I tell you about these pictures? This is I'd actually want to talk to you about the layout, but that's my trick for journaling is maybe I'll journal about how pretty the castle looked lit up for the 50th, the 50th anniversary lighting on the castle. I would say that's always my guideline. What would I tell you if we were looking at this layout together on the couch? What things would I want to say to you about these pictures? And then that helps me know what to journal. But I think I'm just going to write about the 50th anniversary. Do I want to do black? Maybe I don't want to do black. Maybe I want to do teal. That color. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that teal. All right, so let me write something and I'll be right back. Okay, here is my finished layout and I love it. I don't love that it was somebody else's idea that I completely 100% scrap lifted. I mean, I did make some parts of it my own. You're going to see this probably very soon in another album flip through, because I did this for a layout before we went to visit the world's largest ball of twine, but it looks completely different. I think it's magical and fun, and I'm so glad I did it. Thank you to Megan Jacks for your video, which inspired me to do this. I believe this is layout number 84. So thanks for sticking with me for 84 weeks. And we've got 2 more to go. And then I'll do an album flip through. And I can't decide if I'll do that as a Theme Park Thursday or if I'll do it as a separate album flip through, and give myself a week's break before I start series 2 of Theme Park Thursday. But one way or another, you'll get to see the whole finished 3 album series very soon. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate so much your comments, your support, your encouragement, and I'll see you again next week. Until then, happy scrapbooking.